Hello everyone, happy Sunday. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shasa and I'm here today to bring you guys another fragrance review. I'm very excited to share today's review with you. We'll be looking at a new fragrance house that I've never reviewed before called Floraiku. Let's talk a little bit about the brand history before we dive into the scent that we're going to be looking at today. So Floraiku was actually founded in 2017 by a couple named Clara and John Malloy. They are actually the creators of worldwide famous niche fragrance house Memo, a line that is very inspired by travel. They launched that brand in 2007, and then if we zoom fast forward to 10 years later in 2017, they developed Floraiku. Floraiku was also very much inspired by their travels, particularly to Japan. The couple was so enamored by the rich culture that Japan really holds that they decided to create an entire fragrance collection inspired by their rituals and their ceremonies. So there are 4 collections basically in the collection that makes up Floraiku. The first collection is called The Shadows, and there is a light shadow called Sleeping on the Roof and a dark shadow called Between Two Trees. The fragrances can be worn individually, but they're also designed to be layered with any of the other fragrances in the collection, to add either a lighter facet to the fragrance or a darker, more powerful statement to any of their fragrances. Then we have the Forbidden Incense collection, which really speaks to Kodo and traditional Japanese ceremonies involving incense burning. And then we also have the Secret Teas and Spice collection, which we'll be looking at a little bit more closely today. The Secret Teas and Spices collection is all about Japanese tea ceremony, a very ancient ritual that is still very prevalent in Japanese culture today. And then last but not least, we have the Enigmatic Flowers collection. The Enigmatic Flowers collection speaks about ikebana. Ikebana is the Japanese art form of flower arrangements, and it's all about making flowers come to life by arranging flowers in a very particular manner, almost in a way that is very sculptural. And the whole idea behind ikebana is to bring out the inner emotions of flowers and to express them in a way that conveys emotion or mood. So without further ado, let's jump right into the fragrance we're going to be looking at today. And the fragrance we're going to be looking at today is called One Umbrella for Two. One of the things that I really love about Floraiku is the presentation. So every fragrance from the collection comes in this bento box. A bento box is actually a traditional gift in Japanese culture. And to receive a bento box means to accept a gift or to give a gift without receiving or expecting anything in return, which I think is just so beautiful. If we open our box here, you can see that we have the fragrance we're going to be looking at today, which is called One Umbrella for Two. Once again, that is from the Secret Teas and Spices collection. I'm going to come a little bit closer so you guys can get a better view. I just love this. So their packaging is absolutely stunning, you guys. If you can really get a look at what we've got here, we have a 50 ml bottle with a travel spray and this beautiful kind of oblong decorative top. The couple actually commissioned a very famous artist. Her name is Victoria Kaplan, and they commissioned her to create all of the artwork on the caps that you see here. Each bottle within the collection showcases an intricate and detailed design. So you really are purchasing an art piece with this brand, which is beautiful. And Victoria Kaplan's mantra when it comes to artistry is to always kind of, strike this connection. She's all about creating a connection between mankind and nature. She really loves nature. It's one of the things that she's very much inspired by, and she couldn't have been a more perfect choice for this collection, with there being such a big emphasis on different things in Japanese culture that definitely are related to nature, if you will. So this is the bottle. The decorative cap actually doubles, get this, as a holster for the travel spray. So you can actually, I'll show you guys, remove the cap. And when you remove the cap, you'll see here that the holster becomes your travel spray, or the cap more or less becomes your travel spray. Really cool, right? Each bottle also features a haiku poem on the back. They were very much inspired by haiku poetry and wanted to incorporate that element within the collection. And each poem more or less talks about the actual story or kind of the synergy or the mood behind each particular fragrance. And this one reads, "Our eyes raised to the sky, no rain, one umbrella for two." So let's go ahead and do a little spray test of the fragrance. I'm gonna pop a little bit from the travel spray right on my wrist here. You guys, I'll tell you, I've actually been sampling. Oh, it's just amazing. I've been sampling a lot of the fragrances from the collection. I actually have this little discovery kit right here, which has 10 of the fragrances from the collection. So I've had a chance to kind of sample and try out lots of the fragrances that they offer. There's currently 17 fragrances in the collection. These are 10 of their best-selling. And I'll tell you without a shadow of a doubt, One Umbrella for Two is one of my absolute favorites. One Umbrella for Two opens with a very juicy top note of black currant. So you get this very dark, sweet, voluptuous fruit, and it's definitely the star of the show in the opening of the fragrance. If you've watched any other reviews on this fragrance, people are just so taken aback by the opening because it has such a gorgeous stage presence. Probably one of the most beautiful openings on a fragrance. And in addition to the black currant, in the heart of the fragrance, there's gen matcha tea. And gen matcha tea is actually a traditional tea that is consumed in Japan. It has been for centuries. And it's a variety of green tea that actually features brown rice. So if you could imagine a green tea that's steeped in brown rice, that's really the idea behind gen matcha. And it's actually a very filling tea, so it's used a lot in Japan and I'm sure other areas in the world as not only a way to enjoy a hot cup of tea, but also to supplement your diet. It's very substantial. And I love that. You definitely get the gen matcha tea here in the heart of the fragrance. As it kind of commingles with the black currant, you'll notice that the greener facets of the tea and kind of the nuttiness of the rice really do come out. And I don't know, the partnership between those two notes is just absolutely gorgeous on the skin. They list cedar as being the base note, and I would say that the cedar here is not too overwhelming. It's definitely a very sublime touch of cedar. Just something to give it a little bit of a woody nuance, something that gives the fragrance a little bit more depth, and just a really grounding kind of effect on the skin. One thing that I also really like about Floraiku is the creators actually intentionally work with a very short formula. They keep their compositions very minimalist, which is definitely indicative of Japanese culture in so many different ways. And they also decided to use 50% natural perfume oils. That really makes the fragrances pop from the collection. It gives them a very beautiful vibrance, and to me it gives them a very natural, almost botanical-like feel on the skin. The high concentration of oils is also going to attribute to a very extended wear time on the skin. I would say with One Umbrella for Two in particular, this one is definitely a, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 hour wear time on the skin, which is really, really good. And of course, I love the fact that you have your travel spray. So if you do need to reapply during the day, you can just keep this on your person, and it's a great way to kind of refresh and reapply your fragrance on the go. I love this idea of tea ceremony being such a big inspiration. You know, I was doing some research on the brand, and that's definitely such a big deal in terms of this collection in particular called Secret Teas and Spices. They say that tea ceremony originated in Japan around 9th century, and it happened when a Japanese monk actually traveled to China, and on his travels he discovered tea, and he brought tea back to Japan, and the rest is history. Tea became a very big deal within Japan centuries ago and still is today. It was originally something that was observed by just the warrior class as more of a status symbol. And tea represents so many different things within Japanese culture. They say it really is the symbol of purity, tranquility, harmony, and respect. I really kind of get that vibe with tea. You know, there's just something about tea that is almost, I don't know, intrinsically therapeutic. There's something about it that is very much about aromatherapy as well. Depending on the tea that you're drinking, you get the nuances of all these different flavors and these aromas. And let me tell you, if you're a tea drinker and if you like fruity teas, I'm almost thinking like with One Umbrella for Two, it strikes me as being more of like a passion fruit tea or red tea. That's really the effect of this on the skin. And there's so many beautiful offerings within this sub collection that I'll probably do reviews on in the future. One of my other favorites is called I'm Coming Home. But today we're looking at One Umbrella for Two, probably my favorite from that particular collection. One Umbrella for Two, you guys, I mean, it is really just so stunning on the skin. And just to kind of reiterate some of the notes, we have Black Currant Absolute as the top note. We have Gen Matcha Tea as the heart note. And then in the base, just a subliminal touch of cedar. These gorgeous fragrances, like I said, come in the bento box presentation. You can get, just lost a little sample there. You can get everything that comes in the bento box that I showed you earlier for $350, and each bottle is truly a keepsake. You don't repurchase a new bottle if you decide that you really fall in love with a fragrance and you want to experience it again. You simply purchase the refill, so your bottle really does become this kind of piece of jewelry, this keepsake, this memento that stays with you for your entire life. Yeah, you guys, so that is One Umbrella for Two. This is from the house of Floraiku. Thank you so much for watching today. And lastly, I will say if you guys haven't liked or subscribed my videos yet, please do so. I really do appreciate your support, and I look forward to bringing a lot of new content to you guys in 2020. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.